Okay, what's going on, world? Trying to figure out the best way to start this video. So, I want to say this video will be a confession slash testimony of my life and how the devil tricked me and tried to get me. And I just want everybody to sit back, pay attention, because this right here is something different on YouTube or whatever platform. Okay, a long time ago, around 2016, 2017, I started a YouTube channel called Baruch Shai. And this YouTube channel, we had me and a couple other people who helped me put it together with photos of celebrities in their most hideous forms. We made this channel, to help people understand the world and the things that were going on behind closed walls and closed doors. A lot of things in people's faces that would go over their heads that they would not see. One of the things would be human cloning, which I really drew that right. This is a painting I made called The Apocalypse of Baruch. So all this was going on, all at one time. Like, my brain could hardly process this. Human cloning, DNA, animal splicing, animal DNA mixing hybrids, human animal hybrids, all these kinds of different monsters and things like this, man. These do exist in the earth today. They do have these creations in labs and deep underground military bases, DUMBs, for those who know those, and human sacrifices within the Hollywood, the celebrity community, with a lot of in-your-face action that a lot of people kind of seem to overlook or sweep under the rug, because it really didn't make sense to me that we would see celebrities die in the most suspicious ways, and we would just overlook it and go about our business. And it would just continue in this pattern over and over again. Like, for example, you would always hear about celebrities dying in their homes. Always. I mean, oh my God, it's just crazy how many celebrities die in their homes, how many celebrities supposedly commit suicide, but that's not the reality. When some celebrities didn't really commit suicide, but were murdered, and the media told the public that they committed suicide. I'm not gonna say which celebrities did that, because I'm not 100% sure which ones. But if you read their biography or the Wikipedia, or read the story, look at the photos of their death, put two and two together, you can figure it out for yourself. It's really that simple. And we got the speeding up of time. We've got the conversions of Walmart buildings and other buildings. You remember the time they closed down a lot of Walmarts because they were trying to, we knew they were trying to make concentration camps. We didn't forget about those thousands upon thousands of disposable caskets that could fit about 2-3 bodies in it. Maybe even 4. We got heaven and hell right here. We got martial law being declared. We got drones dropping bombs all over the world. And we can't forget Anonymous. And all this stuff was going on in my head at one time, bro. And it was something that I didn't really anticipate, because I was just a normal guy who did what everybody else did, went about my life, did whatever it is that I did, and didn't give a damn about what anybody had to say about it. But let's get to the story. Okay, so after this, I ended up becoming homeless. I was in a situation that I did not expect. And in the end of that situation, I ended up on the streets. I was on the streets for about a full year. It was a full year, man. I ended up living in a old, rusted, dug out cargo van, and I was sleeping through the winter. Winter was hell, because the blizzard is like, I would only have to sleep in one spot just to stay warm. But anyways, during this time, I made this painting right here, and I called it the Some Guy. SUMGAI, but it would sound like some guy, like SOMEGUI, right? But this is the first painting I made that actually turned out to be haunted. It was definitely a haunted painting. After I made this, it was supposed to be made to house and have a pathway for dibuks. Dibuks are spirits who roam the earth freely, and this was something that I put out to make. It's made from ashes, charcoal, oil pastel, a little Sharpie work, paint, and also human blood, human ashes too. Like this thing was just downright just demonic. Like the whole concept of it was, and I didn't realize what I made until I made it. And when I found out that it was actually haunted and things were going on around me, I just immediately, like, not immediately, but ended up destroying this painting. This painting is no longer around. I had to destroy it. It's gone. It's no longer in the earth. Okay, now this is when I did this, I ended up discovering something about myself that I did not know. I did not know this ability that I had. I remember one time dating a witch. She told me about these abilities that we had. I didn't think of myself as a witch or a warlock at that time, but when she told me, she's like, yeah, we have this ability to do these certain things, but we should never tell people. I'm like, why should we never tell people? She never answered me. She just stayed quiet. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. You ain't got to tell me. But eventually one day I'm going to have to tell people this, because this is not something that should be overlooked. And this is something that I didn't expect to see in the world. Like something like this. This is what started it. Okay. Now, this is a real picture of me. Okay. All I did was add on some special effects, add my name, add some lettering, add that, boom, you got an album cover. Add a little more red lighting, but there was already red lighting right here because I'm sitting in front of a fire. Okay. And when I looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute, something don't seem right here. I looked and I'm like, damn, dude, why do I got two different eyes in the same light? Like if you look at this real close, this is two different eyes in the same light here. I don't know how that happened, but when it did, I already knew. When I looked at it, I was like, yeah, bro, I was possessed at that time. I didn't realize it until I blacked out the next day, woke up and found out, and I looked at my phone, found the picture, and I was just shocked. I didn't know what I got myself into. After that, something came and introduced itself to me. It was just a voice. Okay, it wasn't a being or anything. I'm sitting minding my business, and all of a sudden something comes out of nowhere and says, would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? How would you like to grow as something big? And I'm like, what are you? I'm trying to figure out, what is this? Who is saying this? And it passed itself off as my ancestor. That's what it says. Like, we are your ancestors. My ancestors, supposed to be Native Americans or natives, Indian, right? Okay, so I'm like, okay, what's the deal? So it wasn't really a deal. What happened was they worked through me, these supposed ancestors, which they weren't. They turned out not to be my ancestors. I'm gonna get to that in a little bit, but they worked through me. We made this album cover here. Well, this is the back of this album. This is the first album that I came out with when they came. The beats on here are all made not only by me, but by the beings that were working through me. Now, keep in mind, I don't know how to make beats. I've never made beats in my life. I don't know nothing about no keyboards, no nothing, no instruments, nothing, okay? And every beat on here, it came from them. It was their idea. All they did was use me, work through me to make these beats, okay? And the first song we made was Hoodoo. This was the instruction that they gave me. They said, okay, go to this cemetery, specific cemetery. Okay, I'm like, all right, I'll go to the cemetery. All right, record this song. I'm like, record this song, record this Hoodoo. We made the beat The beat turned out to be just dope as hell. I was like, oh man, I fell in love with it when I first heard, when we were making it. I was like, what am I making? It turned out to be so dope, man. And then the chorus came into my head. It came as a mumble. It was like, and then like all of a sudden the words came right after that. It was like it was given to me immediately. And I wrote it all down quick, recorded it within the same day, recorded it in that cemetery that I was supposed to do it in. And after it was done, after this album was done, another one came. Okay, Mr. Gates Empath 2. Now, this one was a whole lot better than the first one. The beats also made by you know what and through me. One beat on here was not STU. That beat was not made by me. But all the other beats on here were made by me and us. Like, it was just something that just kept going. It kept progressing, kept growing. And as the albums and songs got out, man, I started to notice that my fan base was getting bigger too. I started attracting people who were witches, who were warlocks, who were pagans, who were Wiccans, who were gothic, who were horrorcore, who were death. And I mean, just all these different kinds of characters who were just not of God. You feel me? And I started to meet a whole bunch of more people, bro. And I ended up getting signed to a record label, independent record label, dude. And understand this, dude. Understand what I'm saying. Like, I literally went from being homeless to working on this. I actually had the equipment and everything to do all this stuff, and worked my way from being homeless to having a roof over my head. But I'm going to go back to this picture and just show y'all a little something here, because I don't want to forget this. This part right here really scared the hell out of me. Okay, y'all look at this. Look what's in my hand right here. Okay, what is that? What is that? Do y'all see that? Look at that. It's a little fat demon in my hand. See this? This little, whatever this is not part of my hand. Look, you see the little red body up here? You see the two yellow eyes right here? You see the little horns? You see a little tail right here in the back? This is one little small pygmy demon right here in my hands, bro. Right there in everybody's faces. For all those out there who don't believe in demons, don't believe the supernatural, don't believe in any of that, this is proof right here. I did not add this in. I didn't know what it was until I looked in my hand. I was like, what the hell is that? And it's right there. Look. No one would even notice it unless you really digging and looking, you know? And it's just right there in my damn hand, bro. That's crazy. And it started getting, you know what I'm saying, like I said, part 2, the album 2 came out. And then after that, I got signed to an independent record label, and we did this. This album, this was like, this is the best album I've ever made in my entire life, man. The one thing that I noticed is that I didn't want to be the best. I didn't want to be the most richest, the most famous artist in the world. To everybody, man, I just wanted to be the most honest. And when I wanted to be the most honest, I got it. When everything came, bro, everything started to flood my way. I'm talking money, drugs, alcohol, women, and then taking trips to Vegas. This is a picture I took from the plane as soon as we took off. You know, and I was like, man, this is something I've never seen with my own eyes before. And this is something I get to experience, and not a lot of people get to experience something like this. And going from being homeless to this was just incredible to me. I was like, this is insane. This is really happening. It started going, and as the days progressed, this is when I started getting whelps and scratches on me. Like I was being attacked by supernatural beings, bro. Look at this. See, like you got one little one here. You got a long one here. And you got a long one here. And these came from nowhere. And actually appeared all over my body, bro. Anywhere. I mean, all over. They just pop up. And I knew I was being spiritually attacked. Another picture being spiritually attacked. My eye, for some reason, like there is a cut in my eye, and this right here is the cut. But these right here don't belong. I don't know what this is, but all I knew is that my eye was on fire. I don't know why it was, but it was burning. So I looked in the mirror, and that's when I took this picture. I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, I didn't know what was wrong with my eye. If y'all can figure this out and explain this to me, I would definitely like to know. Leave a comment. But when you do things like that, a lot of what they call success comes your way. Now, the people who say that you have to work hard to reach success, to be famous, you just have to work hard. Let me tell you guys, that's BS. Okay? That's BS. It's not about working hard, bro. It's about bending over and doing what you're supposed to do, doing what you have to do, and that's it, bro. It's about kissing ass, period. And that's something that I did not want to do. I was already scared because I was getting so much, that so many things were coming my way. I swear to God, like so many things. One of the first shows, another show. I even got an autograph from everybody I worked with on this show, man. Like, this was a good show that I did. And then I was doing more shows, and people were loving it. People were loving it. I've never experienced that kind of love before, man. Just performing on stage and seeing people actually jumping and cheering to my music, clapping and giving me credit for my songs. And, you know, they just didn't know exactly what it was that was actually behind it. And this is another one. After this show was when I ended up getting sponsored by the Scoops and Mischief, the Killer Clowns. You guys might have seen them in that movie, Clown Motel 2, I believe. But yeah, they ended up sponsoring me after I performed. And I ended up getting a radio interview. This one was pretty fun. I really liked that one. That's fun. I recorded it too. I gotta find it. More shows. This one right here scared the hell out of me. Okay. Now I got this from an anonymous person, and it was sent to me in a private DM. It's a mansion party. Now, for those of you out there who don't know what a mansion party is, if you have not seen Cat Williams stand up about mansion parties, you should check it out on YouTube. Look it up. It's real easy to find. But it's a mansion party, private location. Send DM to pretty blah 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 blah. And I got this. I was like, who is this? They must have heard about the buzz. But I wasn't even all like that big or that famous, and I'm already being invited to a mansion party in Vegas. And I didn't go. I did not go. I was like, oh, a mansion party. I already know what that is. No thanks. I'm good. Thanks. More shows. This is actually the first thing that came before everything else, man. Like, this right here was at the gas station when I had my girl, which was also my manager. Apparently she couldn't keep managing me because my music was, I guess it was too dark for her. She was more like a club banger promoter and whatnot. But other than that, we had fun in this one. This one was nice, man. They actually dug the song Hoodoo, and like it was dope. Performed in this one right here. This was another one. Performed over to this one. This one was with Scum. I also did another interview on The Well. I don't know if y'all heard of that one, but yeah, these are three cool guys, man. They're all cool. I don't think the Well is around that area anymore, but they actually invited me to have an interview and join some game stuff, and it was pretty cool, man. It was a dope thing. I also had another interview with here on this one. This is the Mountain Dew Review. The Mountain Dew Review was a podcast that me and a good friend of mine named Adam, man, we started this, man, and it got a good buzz, man. You know, it was nice. Everybody got to share their story, share their albums, share their music, share everything about them. You know, it was something that you can do to really talk about yourself. You can talk about yourself, man, and that's what that podcast was all about, and it worked out pretty good. Okay. So that's those are some of the things that I wanted to share because it's true what the Bible said in Matthew 17:25 and 26. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? And that scared the hell out of me. And when I found out at the end that the devil tried to trick me into something that I was not willing to do willingly, I ended up stop making music. I stopped performing. I stopped doing artwork. I just stopped doing all those things because they were gravitating to some negative things that were just coming my way. I didn't like the direction my life was headed, and I didn't like the direction or how my soul was feeling. So I had to stop everything. A lot of people, I know they ask me like, "You gonna come up with some new music? You gonna perform? You know, do this?" I can't even perform like I used to no more, man, because whatever it was that I was channeling them so-called ancestors, which actually turned out to be demons. They turned out to be demons. They weren't my ancestors at all. And it was the devil who sent them to try to trick me and try to take my soul away. As long as I kept doing this, and if I kept on with this lifestyle, bro, if I died in this, I would have died in my sins, and I would have ended up in hell, and the devil would have had my soul, and I would have been lost, damned for all eternity. But I already knew, man. Like I read the Bible, it was already in my head. It was engraved in my mind, bro. I knew the strategies. I knew everything the devil would try to do to try to get me. And it's true. Okay. It's true. I don't care what people think of me. You can think anything about me. You have every right to. But all I want people to know is just know that I'm being honest with you 110%. I'm not lying to you. I'm not making up a story. This is all true. And I know how celebrities got their fame, and you should turn and get out of there quick. That's why you see a lot of celebrities disappear. That's why you see one hit wonders disappear. That's why you see celebrities turn to religion and try to quit the acting careers or music careers and things like that because they're scared too. Okay, they're scared just like I was because they know they're falling into something that they're not going to be able to get out of if they keep falling in so deep, or if they keep, the thing is when you keep doing things like this that are against God, the devil will set you up, and then he'll set your death up too. It can either be in a set your death up in a car accident, which is not really an accident. He'll set your death up in a fire. Electricity, I mean, anything, bro, anything to get you killed so that you die in your sins. And that's how he gets so many souls, bro. He tricks them into doing things that they're not really aware of. And just as soon as he's got you without the Most High's protection, he can set things up to have you killed. That's true. And this is why I disappeared, man. I disappeared off the face of the earth. I removed my Facebook, my Instagram. I removed my Kick. I removed every social media there was. And I just didn't want anything to do with any of it anymore, bro. Because I knew it was bad. But at the same time, people loved it and they liked it and they wanted me to blow up. There were people who were supportive of me and wanted me to succeed and wanted me to get out there because they knew everything that I was talking about in my music was true. Was everything I said because I really touched base on supernatural happenings, demons, ghosts, spirituals, and everything like that. That's really what my subjects were all about. And you didn't see or hear about anybody talking about that around our area or really anywhere in the mainstream. And I believe that the mainstream did not like the concept that I had because it told too much truth. It wasn't sugar coated. It didn't lack anything. And it was just straightforward in your face. This is what it is type of deal. You feel me? And they didn't like that. The mainstream, the mainstream likes music to be watered down and don't talk about anything. That's why they got mostly, things about drugs, cars, money, clothes, hoes, blah, 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 all that stuff right there. That's the stuff they want people to follow, to do, because that's how you fall into this trap that Satan can have set up to have you killed. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say this, man. It was fun while it lasted, but at the same time, it was very scary. You know, I mean, everything was cool: the drugs, the money, the women, all that. Shit, I mean, man, I even had three women in one night one time, and I mean, it was cool, man. But I was fornicating out of control, man, and I knew I was just bad, man. This is something that I will never forget, and this is my testimony and my confession of dealing with supernatural happenings and working with them to make music.